So here he is, his first prayer for his father. Out of all people, you can pray for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give whatever benediction you could have given me, give to him. And we see it's not that he was docile or apathetic. He was speaking truth to power. He spoke very clearly, but he did it with love. He said, "My dear father, we don't have any enemy. The only enemy is this misguided mind of ours.
Mm.
You're asking me to see enemies. I can't see any enemies. Father, what you should do, you should give up your whole demonic mentality, and you should worship Lord Vishnu, Shravanam, Kirtanam Vishnu, Smarnam, Padasevanam. This is what
Yeah.
he was bold. He spoke truth to power, but he never possessed hatred, even toward that one that was, in so many ways, trying to cause him the worst kind of harm.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from Super Soul Farm in upstate New York, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a Bhakti Yoga podcast with your host, Raghunath, and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center, New York City, Kaustubha. Welcome to the show. It's Thursday, April 30th, 2026. It's episode 1764. Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Narasimha Chaturdasi.
Yeah.
Chaturdasi means it's the 15th day. Chaturdashi.
14th.
14th day, I'm sorry. 15th is the full moon or the new moon. So in a lunar calendar, we're counting the days, right? We celebrate Ekadasi, the 11th day of the moon. We break the fast on Dwadasi. Krishna was born on Janmashtami, the 8th day of the moon. So on the 14th day of the moon.
4 plus 10.
Chaturdashi. Yeah, Chaturdashi. So it's the 14th day of the moon. And all our holidays are according to the lunar calendar. And sure enough, it was the day that Lord Narahari, the Nara, half man, half Hari also means lion, appeared. Happy Nishringa Chaturdasi.
And to you as well, Raghunath.
We don't popularize. No, I guess we do.
What?
Yes, we do. We really drilled Christmas and Easter into American kids. Easter is like a holiday I remember. Once you give, I guess, but Indians do it too. Janmashtami is a thing. And all the holidays are things with celebrations. But maybe because the whole town and city isn't decorating downtown with Nishringadev paraphernalia.
It would be nice.
Resonate the same. Wouldn't it be great?
Yeah.
Just see like Hiranyakashipus and guts around the neck of Nishringadev hanging from telephone poles. Like they decorate the streets in the small towns in America with Christmas lights.
I've never been to like a holy place that is centered all around Narasimha Deva, right? Like if you go to South India, Ahovalam or these places, like that. I would really love to go there someday.
And also, let's face it, we brought in Easter bunnies and Santa Claus. That's a big part of celebrating, the holidays in America. It's like bringing in these fictitious, beings that sort of represent it.
Yes.
It's sort of like light on Jesus.
I don't understand.
I'm just saying Christmas is Jesus light. It's not heavy into Jesus so much.
Yes. That's true.
A lot of these other things that are sort of pushing the lore behind Christmas. Anyway, good morning. And let's make some announcements. And maybe let's say some prayers or read a little bit from.
Yeah, let's speak a little bit. We didn't really prepare for this, but we're just pulling some stuff.
We did it at the last minute. We were like, maybe we should do something about Nishringadev. We both have this cool book. With lots of prayers in it. Pranapriya, what's going on with you? You going to miss me when I leave today?
Of course, Prabhu. I always do.
Oh,
Oh,
All
you're
right.
leaving
You
on a
mean
jet
that?
plane.
I do. Yeah. Raghu's got some programs happening in Seattle for any West Coast people up there. You can check that out at Raghunath.yoga. And then our next show will be 6:30 a.m. on Tuesday
Yeah.
for Zoomers who want to join.
All right. Kaustubha,
Yes?
with us? You with us, man?
Excuse me.
You with us, man?
I'm
Want
with
to
you.
say something? Want to start? Want to say something about Lord Nrsingadev? I was
You
going to
know-
read some Srimad Bhagavatam because it is a Srimad Bhagavatam podcast. I was going to read from
It's all
Prahlad
Bhagavatam, Raghunath.
I was going to read from Lord Narahari, Lord Nrsingadev's greatest devotee, Prahlad, and read how he instructs his schoolmates.
Okay. Did you asked me if I want to say anything, but I
Yeah,
guess
so
I
what? So
I
my
guess you
question is,
figured
what do
something
you
out
want
on
to
your
say?
own.
What do you want to say?
I mean, there's so many things, but we can do this in different ways, But why don't we at least start with some introductory words?
Okay.
Let me just ask you on a personal level, Raghunath. Narasimha Dev, in your heart, speak about him. What do you feel for him?
I think it's natural to pray to God for protection.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of a natural to for a devotee to want to take shelter of God, and so in one sense that Lord Nrsingadev is one of these prayers we chant when we are like when I'm getting in the plane, when when we're landing a plane, before we go to bed. It's prayers we chant with the children, and I love this idea that because most of our imagery of Krishna or Vishnu or Ram is very sweet and very adorable, but when we see Nrsingadev, he's ferocious.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is he's not ferocious to the devotees. He's ferocious to the demonic.
Yeah, there's a prayer, right, that just says, what do you call a lioness?
Mm.
Is she's very ferocious. Well, or let's do it the other way. To her own cub, she's very sweet and affectionate, right? Only love coming in the sweetest ways, right?
Caressing,
licking the fur, caressing, feeding, nothing but love coming. But to anyone that in any way threatens the safety of the cub, they're going to see the most terrifying, the same love, right? It's a manifestation. It's only because of the love that such a ferocious side manifests.
Mm.
And so I like where you're going with this, because when I think of Lord Narasimha, I think of Krishna, like little Krishna, sweet Krishna, and that this is, whatever we see in this world, in one sense, is just a manifestation of the artistic, creative heart, mind and heart of beautiful little Krishna. And this is him manifesting when he wants to protect his devotees from some danger. He manifests in the most most incredibly ferocious, terrifying, violent form. But it's just that sweet Krishna, who's chosen to manifest in this form.
I like how I remember being a brahmachari and praying to Nrsingadev to kill the demons within me. I like that concept in Nrsingadev
Very
too.
important.
Not just like it's really easy to say like this guy's a demon, the president's a demon, the prime minister of this country's a demon. Everybody's a demon. They're all demons. Kill all the demons, Nrsingadev. Anyone who's not like living in the ashram with me today is a demon. But it's nice to think like I'm attracted to demoniac thoughts, right? Something very as simple as I'm unhappy when this person is successful. You ever
That's
ever have that horrible feeling? Someone else says, "You're never going to believe what happened. I just got this great position," and you just instead of like feeling good for their happiness, you feel like, can't believe this person. Like, why is this person getting this break again? That should be me. I done so much work. This competitive urge that we have that when someone else is successful, I feel like, damn, it's unfair. Or if someone's expressing deep pain in their heart, what they're going through, in my mind, I might think, or even audibly, I might say, well, it's about time. I knew, it was only a matter of time before all this stuff came out, and he's finally getting what he deserves. Now he knows how it feels on the other side. He was riding very high. Instead of having that empathetic heart for a person who's feeling pain, I'm trying to crush them, and instead of feeling his pain, I would love to bury him. So when this is a type of accountability check, if my spiritual soul train is off the tracks,
Soul Train.
the soul train, if this train's off the tracks, this is a metric to understand there's something crooked in my head. If when someone's in pain, I don't feel pain with them, or if someone's rejoicing, I can't rejoice with them. There's some deep-rooted envy within my heart. That's like a demoniac feeling within my heart.
Yeah.
That if I want to get to the next level in my spiritual life, that's got to be uprooted and pulled
And it's
out.
powerful. It's well established.
Well established.
It's going to take a
roots.
powerful force, right? Saying this, Raghunath, maybe I could read 5 prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev.
Oh, please.
And these are touching on what you're speaking about, not just like we're the innocent Prahlads. Dear Lord Nrsimhadev, protect us from all the demons, right?
All these people out there.
That's all. That's great. But what about like I'm the demon, right? Inside me, that demon is living. Please kill that demon inside me. So this includes that, wiping out my lower nature. Please step in and do that. But it also reveals something else here too. And this is important for us as followers of Sri Chaitanya. Because as followers of Sri Chaitanya, it's not the Vaikuntha worship that we're after, the different, these different forms that we're particularly focused on cultivating this prema, this love for Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. And so if we focus our minds on Lord Nrsimhadev, or are we somehow losing, is it mission drift? Are we losing our focus?
Right.
And so this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying, as a follower of Sri Chaitanya, as a worshiper of Radha and Krishna, how do I relate to Lord Narasimhadev? So these are 5 prayers written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He writes, within my sinful heart, the 6 enemies headed by lust perpetually reside, as well as duplicity, the desire for fame, plus sheer cunning. At the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha, I hope that he will mercifully purify my heart and give me the desire to serve Lord Krishna. Weeping, I will beg at the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha for the benediction of worshipping Radha and Krishna in Navadvip, in Lord Chaitanya's dham, perfectly safe and free from all difficulties. When will this Lord Hari, this Lord Narasimhadev, whose terrible form strikes fear into fear itself, ever become pleased and show me his mercy? Even though Lord Narasimha is terrifying toward the sinful souls, he offers great auspiciousness unto the devotees of Lord Krishna headed by Prahlad Maharaj. When will he be pleased to speak words of compassion unto me, a worthless fool, and thereby make me fearless? Right? Look at Prahlad, right? So fearless. And the sweet words spoken by Narasimha to Prahlad. He will say, dear child, sit down freely and live happily here in Sri Gauranga Dham. May you nicely worship the divine couple, and may you develop loving attachment for their holy names. By the mercy of my devotees, all obstacles are cast far away. With a purified heart, just perform the worship of Radha and Krishna, for such worship overflows with sweet nectar. Saying this, will that Lord delightedly place his own divine lotus feet upon my head? I will experience sublime love for the divine couple Radha Krishna and undergo the ecstatic transformations called sattvika. Falling on the ground, I will roll about at the door of Sri Narasimha's temple. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur from his Sri Navadvip Avataranga.
Very lovely.
It's so nice, huh?
Yeah. And so even the deities of Narasimha are, they're in different moods as well. There's the ferocious Nrsimha. You
Ugra.
see the Ugra Nrsimha. Sometimes he's got the claws out and the hands out. He's got the demon Hiranyakashipu in his lap. But then there's all these the yoga Nrsimha, or Lakshmi Nrsimha, or Shanti Nrsimha. Very peaceful, very sweet looking Nrsimha, Dave. And those are also, for the devotee, it's almost very attractive to see that manifestation of Lord Nrsimha.
Yeah.
I wanted to read from the Bhagavatam because you got to understand, for the Lord to appear, it's like a volcano. There's got to be some type of climax happening. And so the stage is set that there is this great, horrible terror, and it's just like everything is falling apart. The person in charge, Hiranyakashipu, is creating so much hell on earth and hell in the celestial realms that no one could tolerate it anymore. And so then this child saint appears. Now, you got to understand, like, a child saint comes into a room, and what happens? Whenever saintly people appear, people are just drawn to them. They don't have to even do much. They're not like, all right, let's prove our saintliness, and we're going to complain about how the world is going wrong, so we're going to just like march in the streets and destroy stuff. And let's go into Target and loot and throw things through the windows. And that's not how the saintly people are doing stuff. They just have to speak a few words, and it captures people's hearts. So Prahlad, as a young boy, a child saint, and we hear about child saints a lot in India, he's just starting to speak to people and instruct them. And the words that come out of his mouth are not ordinary words of a child. I know this because I was a child, and I was, not talking like this. So maybe I'll read some instructions. This is from chapter 6 of Srimad Canto 7. And it's called Prahlad Instructs His Demoniac Schoolmates. So I don't know if the schoolmates were actually demons, or if they were just sons of demons, or if they were...
Often when that term is used here, it's just saying that they're from that lineage, right? They're from the...
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
The Asur, lineage.
Prahlad Maharaj said, one who is sufficiently intelligent, this is a famous verse, should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. And if you think how much wasted time you and I have had in our childhood.
Wasted.
Wait, the things we could have learned. Have you ever seen these like little children like learning mantras with their hands? There's actually ways they tap their hands and learn like intonations of mantras and rhythms of mantras. And, my mother never thought, let's teach this kid mantras,
She didn't know.
But no, they didn't know. But from childhood, these kids are learning these type of things. The human body is most rarely achieved. This is another very important point that we say a lot, and we never think about it. We just think, well, I'm a human. Yeah, I know. The chances of being born in a human body, because there's so many different species of life, and the chances of being born into a human body is so extremely rare. And not only rare, but it's so valuable, because in the human form, you can degrade or upgrade according to our choices. Whereas the other forms of life, according to Vedic teachings, is you'll naturally upgrade when you die. You don't get results for your karma. A tiger who bites does not get bad karma for biting a devotee. A tiger bites. That's what they do. That's okay for them to bite. But if I bite you, not good karma for me biting Kaustubha. That's not a good thing. So in the human form of life, my consciousness, my actions, I'm held accountable. And then if we engage in activity that's uplifting, we grow, we evolve. We know that. We can tell that. We can just by what we're consuming on a regular basis. If we are reading books that are uplifting us or inspiring us or encouraging us or helping us grow, or you can just read degrading things. And then that puts us in a different position. So in this human opportunity, or in this human life, we have this opportunity to move up an evolutionary ladder to the point where we're starting to recognize that I'm actually a being that has a subtle body. Not only can I change my gross body, I can change my thoughts. I can change my intelligence. I can align my ego with my real ego. I can align my false ego with my real ego. This is actually quite amazing how much power I have. So I have to start to ingest this more and more. So from childhood, I should be doing this. Hey, best time to plant a tree for me is 60 years ago. The second best time is today. A fruit tree, they say. So if I spent my whole life just ignoring my spiritual life, that's okay.
I think
Start
59
today.
years ago might have been better than today, though, too.
What's that?
You said the best time would be 60 years ago,
Yeah.
and then the next best time it would be today. Wouldn't 59 years have been better than today?
I know. My point was I can't go back in time.
I'm just fine with you,
Mr. Analogy Dissector.
All right. I'm sorry. Please continue. You're making wonderful points.
Anyway, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. Okay. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary, it is, right? The body is so temporary, so pathetically temporary. It's like an eggshell. It is meaningful because in human life, one can perform bhakti. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. A little bit. Anyway, if I'm saying something you want to comment on, you can as well. I'm going to read text 2 here.
Okay.
So this is, again, Prahlad instructing. So imagine going to school and all your friends are talking about whatever, Pokemon or YouTube videos and all of a sudden one of the kids starts laying out the law.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my son, Rocco, was on the bus tour. We just had a Monorama on it where they take a bunch of kids, they take them to national parks and different festivals and stuff like that. So all the kids are playing, they have a morning program. They do this sadhana bhakti where every morning they sing together and they do a puja together and they do some adventure and go swimming. I asked my son, how's it going there? He's like, yeah. I was like, who are you with? He goes, oh, I'm meeting a lot of cool friends. I was like, oh, great. And tell me about the people who are going with you. He was saying, well, there's this one kid. It's almost like he's a pure devotee. Like he's just like, we're all playing and he just wants to chant 16 rounds. He's only like 11, but he just has made it. There's certain people from like lifetimes of practice. They're just magnetically attracted to bhakti. And that's okay. We might not be magnetically attracted to bhakti. I'm not. It takes hard work for me to be devotional. I've got a lot of like ego running my life. I've got a lot of material desires running my life. That's okay. I can get mission drift from God as my mission and the service to God. I just have to get back on course. So that's why we have sadhana bhakti. We practice on the order of our teachers every day. Show up, do a little bit. Oh, I don't want to do it. Just do it. Just do a little bit every day. And in that, we can start to purify the consciousness and we develop a taste for something we had no taste for. So therefore, every living entity, especially in this human form of life, must engage in bhakti to the feet of Lord Vishnu. This bhakti is a natural Because Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the most beloved, the master of the soul, and the well-wisher of all living beings. So bhakti is very natural. Sometimes it can seem like what we're doing, like, this is so unnatural. I remember feeling like that when I first became a devotee. I'm going to put on this robe and offer incense and shave my head, and this isn't me. This isn't me. Guess what? It is you. Maybe not the shaven head and wearing a robe, but the idea of offering love to God is very, very natural. But because we are in such an unnatural state, it seems like, oh, this is so foreign. To chant japa is foreign. To wake up early and read wisdom literature is foreign to me. Guess what? We're addicts of the material world. There are people that what seem natural is to wake up and have a cigarette, right? I remember Rabindra Swarup telling us that when he was a teenager, he'd just wake up and have a cigarette. And that seems like such a foreign thing. But we've trained ourselves to do it, and then these bad habits appear natural. Be careful what you think natural is, because oftentimes we've just been training ourselves to think that bad habits are natural. They're not natural. Glorifying the devotees is natural. Seeing the good in people is natural. Being honest is natural. Wanting to serve other people is natural. The soul has a whole different caliber of what natural life is. And it's oftentimes has nothing to do with my ego-addicted concept of self.
Yeah.
You think about that.
I'm with you, Raghunath.
Shall I continue?
Please.
Prahlad Maharaj continued. My dear friends, born of demoniac families. Right, we were saying it's not like yeah, just like their families born in demoniac. Oh, what did we read yesterday about? Who was it? Putina. Do you remember that, Prana? How Putina was born with, you don't want to say? You don't remember? Okay, forget it. All right. Therefore, every living entity, especially in this human form of life. Wait, no, I'm reading the same one again. Sorry. My dear friends, born in demoniac families, the happiness perceived with reference to the sense objects by contact with the body can be obtained in any form of life. Right?
Yes.
That contact with the senses and the sense objects. It's not a human thing. My chickens outside are doing that. They're sniffing around. They're scraping around. A delicious worm. I can eat that worm. I can eat that tick. That's what the chickens are thinking, right? So any animal, any form of life can do that. But such happiness is automatically obtained without endeavor. Endeavors merely for sense gratification or material happiness through economic development are not to be performed, for they result only in loss of time and energy with no actual profit. If one endeavors are directed towards bhakti, towards Krishna consciousness, one can surely attain the spiritual platform of self-realization. There is no such benefit from engaging oneself in economic development. Wow, that's a heavy statement. Therefore, while in material existence, bhavam ashritaha, a person fully competent to distinguish wrong from right must endeavor to achieve the highest goal of life as long as the body is stout and strong and is not embarrassed by dwindling. Every human being has a maximum duration of life of 100 years. This is very interesting. My mom's right about there right now, huh? But for one who cannot control his senses, half those years are completely lost. Because at night, they sleep like 12 hours. Now everybody's saying, you must sleep 8 to 12 hours. I mean, this is a big thing. They're highly recommending sleep half your life away. Being covered by ignorance. Therefore, such a person has a lifetime of only 50 years. Interesting when you look at life like that, huh? And not only that, if our senses are out of control, all of our thoughts and our pursuits and the reason why we have a job, oftentimes, the reason why I spend time going to the gym. Sometimes we go to the gym not necessarily for good health. Sometimes we go to the gym because we want to look good, because I'm madly attracted to making people think I'm attractive. I'm obsessed. I want people to think I'm hot and sexy and cool. So that's why I'm spending, driving to the gym, working out at the gym. Oftentimes it's got nothing to do with my health and well-being. You want health and well-being? Stop eating so much. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to walk around looking like a bodybuilder. It's interesting. And so when the senses are uncontrolled, so much of our endeavors in this world are just to fulfill those senses. As soon as we pull it back in, harness those senses, we realize, I've been wasting a lot of time here. I'm wasting a lot of time in my life. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Just like if you're married, you're not thinking, hey, let's go to a club. Let's go to a club tonight and check out girls. You feel settled. Husbands and wives, they feel settled in their life. They're like, you know what? Let's go to bed early, or let's go to bed early, get a good rest. Let's do something. Let's go for a walk. You do these things where you're not just exhausting your mind and your physical body. When senses are out of control, people do crazy things. All right. In the tender age of childhood, when everyone is bewildered, one passes 10 years, right? From 0 to 10. Similarly, in boyhood, engaged in sporting and playing, one passes another 10 years. That's it. In this way, 20 years are wasted. Similarly, in old age, when one is an invalid, right? Sometimes we've extended people's lives, but like the last 10 years or 15 years, because they didn't take care of their body at all and just neglected their body, then they're in their old age. It's just a painful old age. Similarly, in old age, when one is invalid, unable to perform even material activities, one passes another 20 years wastefully. One whose mind and senses are uncontrolled becomes increasingly attached to our family life because insatiable, lusty desires are very strong. The strong illusion. So even pious families, like maintaining your family, which is a nice thing. It's a good thing. Nowadays, it's even a rare thing because the mode of goodness is rare. But when there's no cultivation of spiritual life, I can become overly clingy to family. I've noticed that as a father. I can become clingy to older kids. What are you doing with your life? And, or clingy to things of our household, to the house itself. And I it's not infused with this idea of we own nothing. We don't even own our bodies. We're actually here for a few days. This is like hardcore spiritual truth, that even if I'm in the mode of goodness and I'm raising a nice family, these are even important lessons for those people. Most of us are just living in the mode of passion and ignorance. So when we hear about like being detached from family, we're like, are you kidding? We already are detached from family. I left my mom when I was 15 years old. What's up with you, Kaustubha? What are you doing? You're preparing something. I can see you're building a...
Well, I have some prayers about Lord Narasimhadev, just if you'd like to hear them.
Yeah. I don't want to... I'm taking over this whole show here.
No,
do
you're
some prayers
saying
here?
wonderful things, but these are what I have here is just a selection of prayers to or about Lord Narasimhadev from Bhagavatam, all chosen from Bhagavatam.
This is Prahlad offering prayers.
No, not necessarily. It's a selection coming from different places in Bhagavatam.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
hear what you got.
Okay, so this is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 18. In the 14th incarnation, the Lord appeared as Narasimha and bifurcated the strong body of the atheist Hiranyakashipu with his nails, just as a carpenter pierces cane. Now from the second canto, 7th chapter, text 14. The personality of Godhead assumed the incarnation of Narasimhadeva in order to vanquish the great fears of the demigods. He killed the king of the demons, Hiranyakashipu, who challenged the Lord with a club in his hand, by placing the demon on his thighs and piercing him with his nails, rolling his eyebrows in anger and showing his fearful teeth and mouth. From the 5th canto. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, Narasimhadeva, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possesses nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demoniac desires for fruit of activity in the material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. There's a perfect prayer speaking to what you were bringing up earlier, Raghunath, I think, yeah?
Yeah.
May Lord Nrsimhadeva, who appeared as the enemy of Hiranyakashipu, protect me in all directions. His loud laughing vibrated in all directions and caused the pregnant wives of the Asurs to have miscarriages. May the Lord be kind to protect me in difficult places, like the forest and the battlefront. Prahlad Maharaj loudly chanted the holy name of Lord Narasimha. May Lord Narasimhadeva roaring for his devotee Prahlad Maharaj, protect us from all fear of dangers created by stalwart leaders in all directions through poison, weapons, water, fire, air, and so on. There's all different varieties of weapons. May the Lord cover their influence by his own transcendental influence. May Nrsimhadeva protect us from all directions and in all corners, above, below, within, and without. The hair on Lord Nrsimhadeva's face, being sprinkled with drops of blood, was reddish and looked very beautiful. Lord Nrsimhadeva pierced Hiranyakashipu's abdomen with his nails, pulled out the demon's intestines and wore them as a garland, which enhanced his beauty. Hard for us maybe to imagine, right? But somehow, whatever he does manifests in these incredibly beautiful ways. Thus the Lord became very fearsome, like a lion engaged in fighting an elephant. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had many, many arms, first uprooted Hiranyakashipu's heart, and then threw him aside and turned towards the demon's soldiers. These soldiers had come in thousands to fight with him with raised weapons and were very faithful followers of Hiranyakashipu. But Lord Nrsimhadeva killed all of them merely with the ends of his nails. You know, it's interesting. You know, we here's all these people and they're dedicated to Hiranyakashipu. They're ready to give their lives for him. And I was thinking about, you know, the mentality. We see Hiranyakashipu, he was a yogi, right? Like he had a tapasvi. He had incredible sense control. And he also approached Lord Brahma and offered prayers to Brahma, you know? And it can make one wonder, like, well, it's almost like he's a devotee offering prayers. It seems like he's almost like he's a great self. We think of a demon as being someone who can't control their senses. We think of them as someone who's is not offering prayers to anyone.
They're not cultured. They have no good qualities.
Yeah.
But he was a very cultured king. He understood demigods. He just has an enemy.
Yeah, there you see, and this is really important. You know, in bhakti, we conceive of the Supreme as a person, and in jnana, you know, the Supreme is perceived as like a non-personal energy.
Mm.
And in karma, which is really where the demons are coming from, they don't really recognize a God, but what they recognize is like the laws that the universe operates under. They know that the whole thing isn't random. They know the whole thing is programmed. And that according to how you act in this world, you get a result. So they're carefully manipulating the laws here so that they can build what they feel is their independent power. Now they recognize the gods, but not with devotion. It's not like Hiranyakashipu has devotion to Brahma. it's just like he recognizes, okay, that's the guy that's in the position to give me what I want, right?
Mm.
Like he's risen to a very high position wherein he's obligated to deliver what I want if I do the right thing. I don't have devotion for him, love for him. I have respect for his position and what he can give. And so if I do my austerity, then I can approach him and say, now give me what I'm due. Right. That's the karma mamangsa kind of philosophy, right? That the gods are obliged to give us of what we deserve, and that's how the laws of karma works. They're just playing roles in the universe. They have posts, and once we, according to our action, we can demand what we deserve, and they have to deliver it.
Yeah.
And so he's laid out an idea for his followers. We can prosper. We can take down our enemies, overcome them with our power. We can manipulate the laws better, get better results, and live a happy life without even having to think about Vishnu and all of these, people who disturb us by reminding us that there's some in their minds like some fictional controller like that. We can live a life of our own by manipulating these laws, and they're like, we like your message. And we recognize your power, and by getting behind you, we can live that independent life that we want. And so, Lord Vishnu comes, in this most, all the Devas couldn't take down Hiranyakashipu and his followers. They were terrified of him, actually. Even though they were so powerful, he became more powerful. And we hear about Indra doing 100 horse sacrifices and things like that. But we don't hear about him doing what Hiranyakashipu did, standing on his toes for who knows however long it was. Excuse me.
Sounds like you appreciate a good cultured demon.
Well, what I'm trying to illustrate is that this is how the world works, right? Like someone gives us a message, America first,
Right.
That's essentially a demonic message. It's like we have enemies, but we count first. And get behind my message. I'm powerful. Get behind us, and we can live independently. And this has been going on forever. But so what's so important for us is to hear the message of Prahlad. And how God's heart is so moved by Prahlad and his whole mentality. You were reading from, was it the 6th chapter of the 7th canto?
Yeah.
And I think it's the 8th chapter. I just want to pull something up. Some of the messages that Prahlad shares there are just so important for us. He says this. He says samam mano dastva. Except for because his whole thing was his father sent him to this school to really get trained in the idea that we've got enemies in this world and we've got to take them down and keep control. And Prahlad, from the very beginning, because he was hearing Bhagavatam, in the womb, from the very beginning, he could not relate at all to that message. And so he told his father, he said, samam mano dastva, except for the uncontrolled and misguided mind, there is no enemy in this world. Right? Or this was ajitat atmanaha. There's samam mano dastva means do not discriminate in your heart between enemies and friends. Make your mind equipoise towards everyone, except for the uncontrolled mind. An uncontrolled and misguided mind. There is no enemy in this world. Such a beautiful message, such an important message. And we read in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says what makes one dear to him. And so much of it is that samadarshana, right? That seeing the soul in every living being, recognizing the oneness in every living being. We're all made of the same essential, beautiful spiritual energy. I have no enemy. Krishna saying that vision makes one dear to me. who possessed it, who manifested it more fully than Sri Prahlad, whose father was throwing him in boiling oil, who was trying to kill him with poisons, with weapons, with elephants, throwing him off a cliff as a little boy. And somehow it was impossible for him to bear any animosity towards his own father. He would correct him. He would speak truth to power, but he never hated him. He only loved him. And when he was offered, and so that kind of vision touched Krishna so much that he manifests in this incredibly ferocious form, takes down Hiranyakashipu, takes down all his armies, just completely dismantles his whole demoniac, whatever he had, society. And then he begins to say, now Prahlad, I love you so much. Now you please ask for me some boon. I want to give you something. That's what will make me feel good, is to give you something, right? Tell me something to give you. And Prahlad's like, I don't want anything from you. I love you. I don't worship you because I want you to give me something of this world. However I serve you, whatever I say for your glorification, is just something coming from my heart. I'm not interested in some business exchange. I'm not asking anything of you. No, please ask something from me. Okay, well, if you insist. Well, the person that really seems to need your help more than anyone is my father, right? It's the person that you just ripped apart.
So this is the person that is, torturing, the perpetrator.
Yeah.
That's the last. See, this is how saints think. I'm praying for the very person that's trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
So we want a lot of justice nowadays. We want justice. This guy's bad. We want justice. We want to see him take down. But here is the saint just saying, actually, pray for those people, because it's oftentimes the perpetrator, believe it or not, that are suffering tremendously.
Yes.
So pray for him, and they see the future. So the saint sees the future. Like when you start treating people harshly, your future's so dark.
Right.
And I really don't want you to get the karma that you're going to get for this behavior. So there is this payoff. Sometimes we lean into, I want justice. Justice is always being served, and the interesting thing is, I don't want justice for myself. I want justice for everybody else out there that's hurting people. But every time I've hurt people, I want to say, oh, well, just give me a break. I mean, big deal. I'll get over it. Those are the mantras flowing out of my mouth. So here he is, his first prayer for his father. Out of all people, you're going to pray for him? Yeah.
Give whatever benediction you could have given me, give to him. And we see it's not that he was docile or apathetic. He was speaking truth to power. He spoke very clearly, but he did it with love. He said, my dear father, we don't have any enemy. The only enemy is this misguided mind of ours. You're asking me to see enemies. I can't see any enemies. Father, what you should do, you should give up your whole demonic mentality, and you should worship Lord Vishnu. Shravanam, Kirtanam Vishnu, Smarnam, Padasevanam. This is what, he was bold. He spoke truth to power, but he never possessed hatred, even toward that one that was in so many ways trying to cause him the worst kind of harm.
Yeah. Oftentimes when we got that hate, it's just because we're arrogant.
It's our own.
If I'm hating my enemy, we're not becoming these saintly Prahlads. We're on the path of becoming like Prahlad. Doesn't mean we won't like things in this world, but we're not praying for their demise. We're praying that their behavior changes. Yeah. We're not trying to crush these people. We want them to flourish and evolve.
Raghunath, we're out of time. Do we have it? Are we doing takeaways today?
Are we doing takeaways?
Pranapriya's on a holiday.
No, I took some takeaways.
All right.
Yeah. Nishringadev, please slay my demonic thoughts and competitive urges.
Are you saying that, or are you just that's a takeaway? Are you competitive?
Both.
Are you competitive?
Sometimes, yeah.
With who? What a name.
Raghunath, you don't rise to the #1 caterer in Columbia County without being a little bit
without like taking down some chefs along the way. Oh, crush it.
Taking down her enemies.
Use this rare and valuable form of human life.
Use it.
She was also captain of the girls' field hockey team.
Were you the captain?
I was, yeah.
Are you
Whoa.
kidding? It took a lot of fierce animosity
you
towards
gotta
the enemy
swing that-
teams.
You got to swing that field hockey. Would they call it a bat? What do they call it?
Cane, what is that thing?
Bat.
A bat?
Stick.
Stick.
Yeah.
You got to
you ever-
swing that stick at a lot of shins to rise
A
to
lot.
that.
To get that little ball.
Uproot the taproot of envy.
On the taproot.
The taproot. Isn't that a good one? You know what a taproot is? Straight down.
Okay.
Not a fibrous root, Kaustubha. A
Thank
taproot.
you.
Offering love to God is very natural, not our bad habits.
Right.
Yeah. It's the most natural thing.
We're all addicts of the material world.
Oh, yeah.
Our uncontrolled, misguided mind is our only enemy.
That's right.
Prahlad's
That's a good one. That's a
it's
big one.
good. Yeah, it is.
Such an important statement, huh?
Yeah.
Control your minds, people.
Prahlad speaks truth to power without any hatred.
There we go.
And
Don't be a hater.
want health and well-being. Control the senses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Offer them to the Lord.
Giant String Dave, everybody. Have a great day today. It's an auspicious day. Maybe
Spend some time with the Lord today, right?
Spend some time with Lord and String Dave. Read something.
Yeah.
Everybody listening right now, if you're not on our socials, Kaustubha Das on Instagram, Raghunath Yogi on Instagram, Wisdom of the Sages on Instagram. Follow us, like us,
Like us.
comment on us. My website is, I changed it. It's Raghunath Yogi, but we've also changed it to make it easier, raycapo.com. Raghunath.yoga. Raghunath.yoga is my website, or raycapo.com. It's the same thing, taking the same place. Get on my mailing list if you're interested. I'm traveling a lot, and I love to see people. Going to Seattle this weekend. If you're in the area, I hope I run into you.
And when are we back?
Today, I'm coming back Monday
No,
morning.
but when are we back? Tuesday?
We're back Tuesday for the show.
At 6:30
Make
a.m.?
sure you come. Also, I'm about to do it. Me and Prahlad are going to Austria. Austria and Prague. And then starts a whole shelter tour for 10 days through Germany, France, Poland, and Spain.
So how long are you in Europe for?
A long time. No, not that long. 2.5 weeks, baby.
June.
Then I come home for a week, and then we're back for our Italy retreat. Think about that.
And then you go back to Europe again.
Well,
And then you come back and you go back to Europe again.
and then I go back again. I keep going back to Europe. Never ends.
No, hold. You're gonna go like now. You're gonna come back. You're gonna go again. Then you're gonna come back, and then you're gonna go again. Is that right?
What's the third again?
Or no? Well, you're missing Rath Yatra,
That's the European. That's
June. Yeah.
that's June. I missed that.
and that
trip.
goes all the way
That goes till
in through July till our Italy retreat.
no.
So you come back, and then you go back again.
Come back for a week, and then I'm going back. So I got go to Europe
3 times.
No, twice.
twice. Although I was there 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Twice.
Okay.
But I am going back later in November.
Amy Steller's gonna miss you at the booth, Robert.
I know. But you know what we're doing? We're having a big Wisdom of the Sages party picnic
Oh, we are.
celebrating Prabhupada's 60th anniversary.
That's confirmed.
Yeah, at Tompkins Square Park. We're trying to get shelter to play in the band shell.
Oh, so you're coming one way or another.
But I'm coming, Pranapriya, and it's Pranapriya's birthday. Woohoo! August
Right.
1st, New York
why-
City, in
why
the
don't-
Tompkins Square Park.
Why don't people try to make a thing of it? Come to New York at that time. What are the dates?
It's August 1st, and
Saturday.
so Wisdom of Sages are going to be there that day.